But it is my great honor, ladies and gentlemen, it is privileged. The 2010 Walter Camp Man of the Year Award goes to Mr. John Elway.
Thank you. Well, it's an honor to be here. As Jim said, it's been a long time. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but 1983 is, looking back, is a long time ago, even though it went really, really fast. And I know that there's a lot of people in this room that were here the last time I was here, and we all looked a lot younger. But I'd like to thank the Walter Camp Football Foundation again for this award. It is something that I accept with very much humility, and thank you. All the good things that the foundation does for the state of Connecticut and football and all the different charities around the state. You know, it's a lot of work to do these things, and you've been doing it a long, long time, and you do it right. And that is something that the best that I can say it, because I remember in 1982 when I came back here, and I got asked a question today. They said, well, how was New Haven changed? I said, I don't really know. I was only here 12 hours last time I got here because I got caught in a snowstorm. And I don't even remember where I landed. Some Air Force base 3 hours north of here, jumped in a car, got here right before the dinner, had the dinner, jumped in the car the next morning and went home. So I didn't get a chance to spend the time in New Haven the last time as we have this time, and we've truly enjoyed it. Jimmy, I'd like to thank Jimmy Monaco, who's been my host. He's made sure I've been everywhere on time. I'm used to being on time, like, you know, there on time or 5 minutes early. I'm not used to being there 20 minutes early, but I was there 20 minutes early. But Jimmy, thanks for you've been great, and I appreciate everything. I'm very fortunate to have been born in a football family. My dad was a football coach, and grew up, you know, watching his games on Saturdays, having a chance to go spend time with him when he'd go to training camp, and I'd get to go spend there 2 or 3 nights, and those are memories that I never forget. As like being a member of this team back in 1982. And those are the memories that you don't forget. And I will say this, that these guys up here right now, and obviously some of them are coming back to continue their college careers, and some of them are making that big jump to the NFL and unsure what's going to happen next. But I will say this for sure, that you will always remember the time that you have here at Walter Camp, and as Kevin said, being part of this fraternity. And it really is truly a great fraternity to be a part of, and something that I'm very proud to be a part of. And the game of football to me, as I said, and I wanted to say this before I went on Kai, I love kickers, believe me. You know what, I don't care if you guys ever practice. Seriously, just don't miss. So, love you guys. But I mean that. I tell you what, if there's pressure on anybody, it's those kickers, because they got to take razzing from us, plus the press and all the pressure when they got to go in there and make a game-winning kick. There's a heck of a lot of pressure on them. And I tell you what, they do a hell of a job, and congratulations for being selected the All-American kicker. But what I would like to say is football and being in a football family and having the opportunity to play in high school and get an opportunity to go to the next level and play at Stanford University, and then get the opportunity to go to the next level and play in the NFL, and you know, be fortunate enough to play in 5 Super Bowls. I do have to say, Colt, that, you know what, I kind of wish I'd have got hurt in those first 3, because they didn't turn out very good. I always say those Super Bowls were like, okay, the first one against the Giants in 1986, we were in that one till halftime. We're up 10-9 at halftime. This next year, we played the Redskins in San Diego. We were up 10-0 at the end of the first quarter. 19 plays later, we're down 35-10. So we're in that one till the first quarter, and then missed a year, and the following year after that, 1989, we played the 49ers. And we were at that one before we got off the bus. I remember we were in practice that week against the 49ers, and Gary Kubiak we only had 2 quarterbacks on the roster, so we'd go back and forth. When we were running our offense, I'd take 4 plays, and Gary'd take 2 plays, and then we'd run the scout team, Gary'd take 4 plays, and I'd take 2. So we're down in New Orleans, and we're playing against, and Charlie Waters, our defensive coordinator, we're playing Jerry Rice and John Taylor, Joe Montana, Roger Craig. I mean, they had I still think that's one of the greatest teams that's ever played the game of football. But so we're running a scout team, and we keep throwing these post routes for touchdowns. And Charlie Waters comes out, he says, you know, and they're trying to double the outside guys, and we're running right, our guys are running right by them, we're throwing these posts. I mean, we had 6 touchdowns a day in practice. The defensive coordinator comes in, he says, don't throw the post. They don't throw the post. Jerry Rice only had 3 touchdowns on the post, so that's that's why I say that we were at that one before we got off the bus. But I was fortunate enough, again, obviously, to come back 8 years later and be on 2 teams that were good enough to win the Super Bowl, and really the highlights of my career that, you know, as a thank you. As a football player, that's what you strive for, is to be able to get to the Super Bowl and play in that game and win that game, and really be able to say that, walk off that field and say that, you know, you're world champs. And that was the greatest thrill that I have. But I look at the game, and I look what the game of football is all about. And not other, in second to God, of really making what I am, the game of football has made me what I am. And just because the game and the way it's put together, what it does for us as humans, it gives us the ability to learn about how to play with teammates, how to play within a system, how to work hard, how to deal with ups and downs. And that's truly what the game of football does for us as football players, that teaches us not only about the game of football, but the game of life. And to me, I am totally grateful, and thanks for Walter Camp, not only his foundation for what he did for the game of football and really putting it on the planet, and who knows who's going to take credit for it, but obviously Walter Camp had a lot to do with that. And football, I owe my whole life to, because it gave me the opportunities that it gave me. It gave me the opportunity to go out there and compete. It gave me the opportunity to go out and cry with teammates and celebrate with teammates. And the ups and downs of competing is what it's all about. And we see that, and you guys will see this later on in life, that's how it's out there. And we say the real world because football is a fantasy, because it's such a great game, and have the opportunity to have played it is truly a highlight of my life. I will say this too, another one of our responsibilities, and I accept this award with much humility, but I'm also a little bit uncomfortable with it, and the reason I say that is because I think it's our responsibility as football players to give back. Because without everybody in this room and all those fans that fill those stadiums day in and day out, week in and week out, if they're not there, we don't have jobs, and we don't have that great game and the opportunity to be able to play that game. So from the bottom of my heart, and I will say this, and I know that everyone's here has got a great heart and they're good people, it's our responsibility. And you know what? Whether we want to accept the fact that we're supposed to be heroes or not, we are. And that is our responsibility, and that comes along. That comes along with playing this great game of football. So on behalf of my wife, Paige, and myself, again, thank you very much. Thank you for a great, great weekend. And thank everybody here. And thank you for the love of the game of football, because you're the ones that make it happen. Thank you.